Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to art. I'm here to share with you how to add the color to your raven picture that you made last week based on the book, The Man Called Raven. I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. The first way that you're going to do it, you're going to be using a set of watercolor paints. Those are the that come in the little plastic clamshell, and they look something like this. They have all sorts of different colors. You're going to need watercolor paints for this one, and a bit of water in a cup, and of course the brush. And one of my things that I suggest to you is that when you paint, start off with your lighter color. So you're going to start off just by dropping a little teeny bit of water into each cup that you're going to use today, so that the colors start to soak up some of the water so that they'll be nice and bright for you. Swirl your brush around in the color and then start dabbing it around your paper. When you do this, start off with your lighter colors. So if you're using yellow, start with that. And then you can move on to the colors of the rainbow until you get to the darker ones. So start with yellow and make some yellow dots. And then make some orange dots. And then if you have magenta, you can do some magenta dots. You can do some red ones. And leave a little gap in between each one. And let the colors rest so they can settle into the paper. After you've done what are the warm colors, those are your reds, oranges, and yellows, if pink if you have it, then go on in and do the cool colors, but do that after things dry up a bit. So you might have to give it a rest. Maybe do one of the, do the warm colors before lunch, go have lunch, come back, do the cool colors. So when you do this side has been resting for a little while. You can see maybe just a little bit how the colors are starting to soak into the page. Now it's safer to put colors next to it. If I was doing this all at once, then all these colors would just bloop, soak right together. So I'm going to put my blue in here and then rinse my brush out. The water's getting darker and darker. And then add my purple in there as well. And you know what? For this, since we're using paint, it certainly is okay to leave a little bit of the white showing in between the colors. And just fill in with all these beautiful colors inspired by George Littlechild's artwork and the illustrations in the book. I noticed that not as many students viewed the story as they did the instructional videos last week. So if you didn't listen to the story, The Man Called Raven, and you skipped it, I highly recommend you go listen to the story. It's a really cool book. And it has a lot of pictures in it that will help you see why we're making the raven this way, because George Littlechild's art is very, very colorful. Okay, go ahead and paint away and let the colors rest. Leave little gaps in between until it's beautiful and colorful. If you don't have paint, some kids have told me they don't have paint. One, it would be great if you got some paint. You could get some, you could even get some from me. You could come get to the school and I would give you a paint set. But if you don't have paint, you can use markers to make your picture as well. So what I use are watercolor markers. Watercolor markers are markers that are not permanent. So they're like these ones, the Mr. Sketches or the Crayolas, the kind that bleed when you add a little bit of water to them. So color patches all around your raven in the different colors of your choosing, leaving a little white space in between. And then, just like if you were painting, start off with some nice clean water and then put a little bit of water on the lighter colors first and then move towards the colors that are darker. So you would start off with yellow and then you could do your oranges and your pinks. Then do your reds. And if your color starts to, or if your water starts to look like it's getting really dirty, go change it, because dirty water will make muddy colors. And the markers take a little while to get moving. So the best thing to do is to work quickly over the color and then move on to the next one. So just put a little color on top, move on to the next. And then as you're working, you'll see the colors kind of bleed out as they settle into the paper. Like this. So I'm going to let that rest and put it off to the side. But here's one that's been around for a little bit, and you can see the colors are starting to make these lovely, blooms of colors that are going into each other. So those are two different ways that you can finish your raven. Show me what you do. I hope you have fun making it. And when you're done, you can submit it to Buzz, and I'll be happy to look at it. Make sure you color the whole thing as much as you can. There can be gaps in between the colors, but make sure that you finished the picture completely before you submit. All right. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye now.